Imagine checking into a historic Cairo hotel, expecting luxury, only to vanish without a trace. Years later, another guest, Layla Hassan, dies under mysterious circumstances within those very walls. What secrets does this ancient establishment hold, and is Layla's death connected to the chilling disappearances? In the heart of Cairo, where the ancient Nile whispers secrets to the city streets, there stood a hotel both admired and feared, the Al-Riyah Palace. From the outside, it was a masterpiece of gilded arches, marble columns, and mosaics so intricate they seemed alive. Inside, the lobby glittered with chandeliers that had hung for decades, casting a warm glow over velvet sofas and polished floors. Guests walked the halls unaware of the hidden corridors, locked wings, and rooms that never appeared on any official map. Locals spoke of the hotel in hushed tones, telling stories of influential visitors who vanished from public sight, of staff who never questioned strange orders, and of events that left even the most seasoned attendants uneasy. The Al-Riyah Palace was more than a hotel, it was a labyrinth of secrets, each layer more ominous than the last. It was into this enigmatic setting that Layla Hassan, a young journalist known for her relentless curiosity, arrived one spring evening in 2024. She had checked in under the guise of attending a prestigious media conference, but her real mission was far more dangerous, investigating rumors of mysterious disappearances linked to the hotel's elite suites. Layla had spent months tracking patterns: women who vanished, staff who suddenly resigned, high-profile visitors whose presence seemed to erase time itself. She was drawn to the hotel not just by its luxury, but by its history: whispers of forbidden swings, unlisted floors, and guests who arrived under false names and were never seen again. The air smelled faintly of jasmine and polished wood, but beneath the glamour, an unease lingered, as if the hotel itself was watching. On her second night, Layla ventured further than she should have. Following a trail of subtle clues, a door slightly ajar, muffled voices from a floor supposedly sealed off, she disappeared. Her last known moments were captured in fragments: an elevator ride that didn't stop on any recorded floor, a shadowy figure brushing past her in a corridor, and a faint, almost imperceptible scream muffled by heavy doors. When she failed to check out the following day, alarms were raised, but the initial investigation yielded nothing. Police reports described routine movements: attending a reception, returning to her room, and vanishing without explanation. Yet inconsistencies were glaring. Surveillance footage from key hallways was inexplicably missing. Witness accounts clashed, sometimes over minor details, yet each contradiction hinted at something larger. The hotel staff maintained a neutral front, courteous but unhelpful, insisting there was no evidence of foul play. Rumors began to circulate. Other guests remembered seeing Layla being escorted by a man claiming to be a diplomat or a high-ranking organizer, someone whose authority rendered the staff nearly invisible. Former employees, speaking under anonymity, disclosed patterns that chilled anyone who heard them: suites booked for secretive gatherings, elevators stopping on non-existent floors, corridors that seemed to shift like moving walls, and whispers of voices echoing in empty halls. Over the next few weeks, journalists and private investigators began connecting the dots. Several other women, young and ambitious, had vanished over the years under eerily similar circumstances. Each had arrived at Al-Riyah Palace for high-profile events, each was lured to restricted wings, and each disappeared without a trace. An anonymous whistleblower, who identified themselves only as the concierge, came forward with startling claims. They described rooms rigged with hidden cameras, staff trained not to report unusual activity, and the faint sound of muffled struggles echoing through certain hallways late at night. The whistleblower's testimony suggested that Layla's disappearance was not an isolated event, but part of a meticulously orchestrated operation, executed with precision and backed by powerful figures who could manipulate surveillance, erase records, and intimidate witnesses. Investigators hit wall after wall. Diplomatic sensitivities restricted access to crucial evidence. Elite guests were beyond questioning, and local authorities, eager to avoid scandal, offered only polite, formal statements asserting the hotel's impeccable reputation. Despite these obstacles, the cracks in the official story persisted. Security logs contained unexplained gaps, anonymous accounts described premeditated concealment, and former employees recalled deliveries and visitors who never appeared in any official record. Delving into the hotel's dark past revealed a frightening legacy: decades of unexplained departures of young women, abrupt resignations of staff, and rumors of secret gatherings involving the city's most influential figures. A retired concierge recalled the night of Layla's disappearance with trembling clarity. She had been led to a suite where voices discussed ensuring she doesn't leave, doors slammed with unnatural force, and cameras were deliberately disabled. The weight of secrecy, influence, and fear became unmistakable. Al-Riyah Palace was a gilded cage where luxury masked danger and privilege shielded crime. Months of investigation revealed a chilling pattern. Young women lured by the promise of exclusivity, drawn into hidden suites, confronted by powerful men whose authority extended beyond scrutiny. Layla Hassan, in her quest for truth, had unknowingly crossed a threshold, stepping into a world where influence, secrecy, and fear converged with deadly consequences. As the story gained traction online, debates erupted over corruption, power, and the capacity of institutions to conceal crimes in plain sight. Yet, official investigations remained inconclusive. Despite overwhelming circumstantial evidence, the narrative presented to the public painted the disappearances as isolated incidents, the hotel as a beacon of luxury, and its management as blameless. Journalists continued to uncover testimonies from former staff and anonymous guests. They spoke of rooms where shadows moved independently, corridors that seemed to stretch impossibly, and whispered instructions to ignore anything unusual. Evidence suggested that these disappearances were part of a larger mechanism of control, where the hotel functioned as both stage and trap. One key breakthrough emerged when a former employee released floor plans showing hidden corridors and secret chambers, including one beneath the ballroom that had been long sealed off. Testimonies indicated that women brought to these rooms were observed, coerced, and manipulated, with their movements tightly controlled. Some accounts hinted at ritualized intimidation, a psychological tactic meant to break the will of those who entered. Experts speculated that these acts were not just about silencing, but about control and influence, ensuring that no trace of the women could be discovered without extraordinary effort. Weeks later, investigators compiled a chilling timeline. The disappearances followed a consistent sequence: arrival, escort to restricted suites, confinement, observation, and sudden vanishing. Gaps in video evidence, conflicting witness accounts, and interference from influential guests painted a stark picture, a powerful, unseen force operating within the hotel, capable of manipulating events and erasing traces with precision. By the end of 2024, the story had become legendary in journalistic circles. Though official reports declared the cases unresolved, the evidence suggested otherwise. Layla Hassan's fate remained unknown, but the pattern of disappearances was undeniable. Investigators and journalists began to refer to the phenomenon as the Cairo Hotel Mystery, a cautionary tale about curiosity, ambition, and the perils hidden behind opulence. Every rumor, every whisper, every anonymous account reinforced the terrifying notion that the Al-Riyah Palace was no ordinary hotel. It was a trap, where luxury concealed darkness, and secrecy shielded crime. The public, intrigued yet fearful, debated endlessly. Had Layla survived, or had she become another silent victim, swallowed by the labyrinthine corridors and hidden chambers? Were the perpetrators ever identified, or did their wealth, influence, and power ensure perpetual anonymity? And perhaps most haunting, how many more secrets did the Al-Riyah Palace hold behind its gilded doors, waiting for the next curious soul to enter and vanish? The Cairo Hotel Mystery remained unsolved, a story of ambition, intrigue, and the terrifying reality that sometimes, even in the modern world, some places are more dangerous than they appear. The legacy of the hotel, its disappearances, and the fate of Layla Hassan persists as a chilling reminder. Luxury and glamour may hide the most sinister of truths, and those who seek the light of truth may find only shadows, silence, and a story that refuses to end.